Hello, Tamara here. Nice of you to join me, and a very warm welcome to my channel. It's lovely to have you here with me today. So we're on part 5, and we are going to do this page here, which is number 6. And number 6 page, if we go back to my previous book, is the double flap up and down. So it's this one with the bouncing pop-ups in. Okay, do it that way. And I just call them bouncing pop-ups. So it's with those bouncing pop-ups in there like so. Now I've left mine with a gap, but if you wanted to make that close, that gap not a gap at all, then you could just tweak the measurements a little bit. So I've cut out my pieces for the first page. So don't forget to subscribe, like and comment on this video as well. Everybody that subscribes really does help the channel. It really does, and helps me keep being able to bring these tutorials to you free. So please just hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as well. I would be so appreciated if you do. Right, we are going to be using my brand new stamps today. So these are the ones that we've bought out now. They're called Field Notes, and they're a set of 6 A6 stamps, and they are perfect size to add journaling in spots into your albums. Right, so let's get onto the page and onto the measurements. So I'll just get them up. So we as I say, are doing the bouncing pop-up page. So I'll get my little bits that I've already cut out and put them there. Okay, so we've got, so on page 6 you've got cut 2 small flaps, and they need to measure 3 7/8 by 6 3/4. And then what you need to do, which I haven't done, we'll do in a moment,
is score along the long edge at 1/2 inch and at 5/8 of an inch.
Now for the bouncing pop-up mechanism, you need to cut 2 of these at 1.5 by 7.5. Okay, we'll come back to the score lines in a moment. And then for the toppers, you need 2 of these at 3 by 3, and that's those there. So that's quite an easy page to do. So those measurements are on page 5. Now we're going to flick over to page 17. If I can find it, page 17, and that's where we'll find the pattern paper measurements. So you will need for this a base page at 6 5/8. That goes on like so. Then you will also need to cut out 4 of these small flaps. But what I actually had some offcuts that came off a full 12 by 12 paper sheet. So what I did is I'm just going to use part of that, and then I've just chopped a bit off here, and I'm just going to piece them together, and then that way I didn't feel I had to cut into another sheet of 12 by 12. So for those you need to cut these at
3 1/8 by 6 5/8.
Then the toppers, that'd be these here. These needed to be cut at, I mean, although I've done 3, we only needed 2. These need to be at 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then for the mechanical covers, so for the bits that you can see.
So you need to cut 2 at 5/8 of an inch by 1 3/8 of an inch, and 2 at 1.5 inches by 1 3/8 of an inch. Bringing in our small flaps, we need now to add the score lines to these.
We need to score now along the long edge. So we put it in, and we're scoring along this long edge at 1/2 and at 5/8. And that's going to give me a 1/8 of an inch gusset. like so. Bring them down. There we are. So that's 1. And now the next. So a half and 5/8. Like so. Okay.
So we need now to score the bouncing pop-up mechanism. Now on this I did actually miss out a score line. So although I won't do the score line on the video, I will give you the measurements now. So the first score line is 1 5/8 of an inch. Then you'll need 1 7/8 of an inch. Then you'll need 4 3/4, 5 inches and 6 5/8.
Like so. And you're going to do that on both of them. Okay, so that's all the scoring I need doing for the moment. So bringing in your flaps, make sure you've scored them and burnished them down. Just get my tool, like so. Just burnish them down, just to get them creases really nice. Those creases nice and crisp. Now for these, they're going to go onto this page here. So they're going to be like so. Now before you put them on, don't forget to round them corners. And I was using my Crocodile, the 1/4 inch. So make sure, because I've rounded all my corners, make sure you round all your corners on top bits as well. There we are. So I might just pull that over and just give that a round as well. Okay. Okay, so they're rounded. Now get your tape. I'm going to use some double-sided tape, and we put this onto the mountain side fold of our glue tab. So I'm just going to put one line and then add some glue as well. So pull that off. I'll use this one first. I'm going to just give it a bead of glue just along that edge, and then bring it over, and I'm going to add it just to the edge of that page, like so. So make sure you get it straight. That's 1, 2. That's on. Don't worry about this side, because as I say, your pattern paper will cover that. You won't see it. So do the same with this one. Line it up with that edge, that corner there. Okay, so that's then your flaps put on. So now we need to make sure we put our magnets on, because I keep forgetting to put the magnets on. Bring out my magnets here. Okay, so I'm going to use that's what happens when they snap together. So I'm going to use 2, so I'm going to use 4, so 2 on this side and 2 on that side. so I need my foundation tape. Okay, so I'm going to stick it under the underside so that I end up with the most magnetic force, so it's not going through as many pieces of paper, like so. So before on there, so it'd be 8 altogether, because you'll need those 2 at the top. So now if you're using bigger magnets, these ones are only 12mm by 1mm. If you're using the bigger ones, the 15mm ones, I have those as well. They're really good, but I've run out of those yet. So I'm just using these ones at the moment. These ones will be on the website later today. So what I've done is I've put my 4 magnets on the 2 flaps, and then I'm going to turn that over with my sticky side of my tape up, like so. And then that one, so both of those are sticky side up, and I'll do this side here as well while I'm here. Oh, that one didn't want to stick. This is 1, 2, 1, 3, one more. Oh. 4. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to just turn them over and then just push that tape down onto that base page. Like so. That's one. There we go. Okay, so now we can think about putting, then we need to put our base page on. So we need to put this page on. So this is our base patterned paper, and that was cut at 6 5/8 by 6 5/8. So we need to round the corners and ink our edges on these. So and then we also need to do the rounding of the edges of our pattern paper for the flaps. That's that one. I've got 2 here together. I'm being daring and doing 2 together. Okay, so that's all my bits now cut out. So now we can go ahead and assemble. I'm just going to stick this on like so. It goes on like that. There we are. Stick it down when you're happy. So then that's your flaps on. They're ready now to go. So now what we need to do is put our pattern paper onto these 2 sides here before we put our bouncing mechanism on. So work out what ones you want for the top. So I'm going to have these 2, I think. They look quite nice on there. Or you could go with something like that, which is what I may do. I may put that one at the bottom and then that one at the top, because they kind of match. So I think actually they do in a certain sense, they do match. I think, oh, they do. So yeah, so I'll leave those like that. That was a happy accident. And then these ones will go on here. So again, whatever you feel is right. Just checking I've got the right measurement here and not. Yes, I think I need to. Okay, so now we've put your base page on. We now need to put our flap pieces on. So again, just work out where you want them to go and then we can go from there. So these ones, I'm going to put this side on here. Now I'll put that up there, and then the one that I've got here, that is a paper piece, I'll put at the bottom, like so, and then that can go that side. There we are. So that is the pattern paper sort of finished. So now we come on to the pop-up. Now I've put my pop-ups, they go onto the flaps here. So we'll open it out like so. So we're going to start with the wider part of your mechanism. That's going to go onto the flap. So you need to work out where you want them, because don't forget you've got these on there, so you don't want to put your mechanism right up close to the edge here, and then you won't have enough room for your pop-up, sorry, for your topper. So I'm going to put them probably about there for one, and just bring this one in, and about here for this one, and that's fine, that works out, it's about right. So let's have a look. So let's take a measurement. So I'm probably going to put them about an inch in, an inch and a quarter in. I'm not going to measure it, I'm just going to sort of by eye it and hope that that's right. Well, not hope that's right, but you know what I mean. I'm going to try and do it that way rather than measuring. So I'm going to put my glue on, and we're putting the longest part onto your flap. You can see I've got a short part here, then a bit in the middle, and then we've got a long straight bit, and then you've got this just one bit on the end. This is the bit that's going to go onto our flap. Now how I'm going to do that is I'm going to put the flap, as near to this outer score line. Okay, so I'm going to go about there. So I'm going to go as far to the outer score line as you can, like so. Burnish that down, and then I'll bring this over, so you've got your mechanism folded over this bit here. I'm going to put my glue onto this end part. Okay, I'm going to fold that over, and then I'm just going to push that down, okay, like so.
Okay, so unfortunately I've got a new camera, and I'm trying to get to grips with it, and unfortunately I did not record the most crucial part of the video, which is doing the pop-up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in now so that you can see what I've done. So this was the page that we did. It was the double flaps up and down with the bouncing pop-up in between, like so. So we'll do that now, and I can show you then what I did. So we start with our 1.5 by 7 inch strips of black card. then we need to score this at 1 5/8, 1 7/8, 5 inches, and then 6 5/8. Okay, you need to do that on both of those, but I'm just going to do the one to show you. So on there, now remember we've got this double gusseted score line here. Now you probably can't see this because I'm using white card, but I'll just draw it in so that you can see. Sorry, it's not very straight, but you get the idea. You can see that that's my double gusseted line. So I'll just turn it over, and then it looks a little bit better that way. So what we're going to do, you need to obviously bend and fold your score lines, and the score line that you've got, that 1/4 inch score line, that there, this part is going to go onto your left hand side of your flap. So we put our glue on, and I'm going to put that all the way over, just that glue tab, that big glue tab. That's the 1 5/8 side. Then we're going to place this. I'm going to just draw this line here so that you can see. So this here is my score line. So I'm going to place this up just above, so that score line there. Now what you want to also do is leave yourself about a 1 1/4 inch gap between the sides and where your pop-up is going to go. I just eyed it, but just leave that type of gap, because what that gap is going to allow is when you've got your 3 by 3 topper on top. So we're going to fold. Once we've got that done and that's stuck down, you're going to fold it so that, let's fold it over this way. I've got it stuck to me. So we folded it like that. So I've now got this part sticking up. This is a small glue tab here, and we've got the 1/4 inch. This is a 1/4 inch gap in between there, and then you've got your next, and this is another score line here. Okay, it's just so that you can see. Now I'm going to fold it over so that I'm folded onto this score line that is the nearest to your page. Okay, we're going to fold this over so that the only thing that's folded over is your glue tab here. That's the only thing that's folded over. So we're going to put our glue onto that tab, and we're going to place it down, okay, like so. Okay, now you can do it, which is another way of folding your page over, like so. Okay, and then that will eventually, it will stick. You may have to give it just a bit of a helping hand, just to help it to get to stick down. Okay, but it will stick. Okay, like so. And then once you put your topper on, that is going to be brilliant. It will just stick. Now you have to also make sure that when you pull your mechanism over, that this gusset is standing upright. You want it to stand upright, because that's just giving us that extra bit of width in between. Now I'll do the next one so that you can just see. So I'll just quickly score these out. So again, get your piece where you've got the largest glue tab. That's going to go onto that scored line there, like so. Make sure it's nice and stuck down. So fold your tab over, put your glue onto the end part of your mechanism, push that over. Hopefully this is nice, this will be nice and straight. There we go. And then that's your next one stuck down. You may have to move it occasionally just to get it to stick, but it will eventually stick down, like so. And then that's your pop-up.
Okay, I've stuck my pattern paper onto my pop-up mechanisms now. So I just stuck them on to the bigger pieces. I only did 2. You could, if you want to, do on the inside of those. I've also then stuck my pattern paper onto the workings out of that, where the cardstock meets the base page. I've also put some on there as well, just to hide it a little bit. What I thought we'd do now is I want to put some little journaling spots on the top here. So I've brought out these lovely little, they're called field notes, and they, excuse mine, I've tape got stuck on mine and it's all come off, so I'll have to reprint out another one. So I thought we would use this shape here, which gives it it's just big enough just for a few words, because sometimes you only want a few words. You don't want, you know, loads and loads of, you know, text on things. So just sometimes a few words, like what, you know, where this picture was taken, you know, who's in the picture, you know, if you had a good time, who was there, you know, just, or maybe it's just a feeling on this, you know, this day was amazing, you know, and you could just a few little words. And also, if you do sell your books, you could just print out quite a few of these and cut them out and then stick them in, and then they can cut them out themselves and then add them themselves as well, so it becomes their little bit of an interactive album as well. So I'm just going to quickly cut these out. I've just done 2. Now these I've made these shapes as well so that they are easy to cut out. All you have to do is be able to just cut straight, or just cut a little bit. They're small enough that you only need one snip, and you can, you know, have cut off quite a bit of your, you know, the excess bit of the paper. So they're just handy enough, so especially if you can't cut in straight lines, if you can just line your scissors up, you can then be able to, without moving them, get a relatively nice straight line, like so. I mean, I'm the world's worst at cutting, but that's not bad cutting out skills. So as I say, they are small enough so you can just give one chop and, you know, that part is off. So instead of you having to go like that, you just have to line them up as best you can and just snip down, and then that gives you can get a relatively straight edge by doing it that way. Let's do another one. And then come down, and then that's the second. I don't know why I love to count. I do it on all my videos. Right, stick that over there. Okay, bring them down. Now you can, if you want to, you could back these onto some black card. I'm not going to. I'm just going to stick them on like so. So they're going to be like that. And I'm going to put another one up the top there. But first of all, before I do that, I am going to just ink those edges. I want to give it that faded look, like so. So that's one. Now you could also add a bit of coffee stain to this. You could ink them, you know, distress them, do some water spots. That would really look nice. I'm just going to distress into that white card as well. That's one. I'll do one more, just finish this one. That one looks quite nice. Like so. It just gives that sort of vintage feel to the paper. So add in our glue. Again, you can either have it in the middle. I might have it in the middle actually. Like so. And a bit here. And then what you could also do, which would be rather nice, if you have the chipboard pieces, you could maybe put a chipboard piece there, just to add some different embellishment to it. But that's not too bad. We can put that one on. So we could put that just on the edge there, like so. And we could have the, let's go with the glasses, and they could just go at the top there like that. So thanks again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Don't forget, I'm on all the social medias. All the links, as always, will be in the description box down below, so don't forget to check them out. Please look at that description box because there is lots of information in there that you may need. Like there's links to my shop where you can buy the different stamps, and I've got a few kits left if you would like to purchase this as a kit. As of today, which is Monday the 8th, I've got 7 kits left, so if you want one, you need to grab them quick. So thanks again for watching. Until the next time, enjoy the rest of your day.